Warning: coarse language, profanity, hot button topics, social issues. This content is not for the thin-skinned, the easily offended, and or a conservative audience. We swear a lot, and you might get your feelings hurt. Viewer discretion is advised.
Take a good look, open the book, analyze with a hook to the body, 1, 2, and then
Welcome back to the show, folks. We got D. Shepp from sunny Florida. How you doing today, cuz?
I'm doing good, bro. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So the creative Dilbert, he got deplatformed by most of the major newspapers across the country, I guess about a week or so ago, even though he's back on his own private platform. So we'll see how that goes. So anyway, what you got on that, man?
I think he was really saying what I believe the majority of some people in this country believe, that they should just leave us alone. You know, just let us be up to our own devices, you know, our own wills and whims, you know. So was I shocked by it? No. I'm rarely shocked about certain things that come out of people's mouths, you know.
Of course.
What I'm shocked is because nobody asked him the question. He just came out and said it, you know. It wasn't like they were having a debate about race or anything. He just came out and said it, you know.
Right.
Cut them niggas loose. You know?
I gotta say, man, I used to love his comic strip, but I was like, oh, that's how he feels. All right, see ya.
You know what? And the crazy thing is that it's probably a lot of people that that we would say, hey, I like this person or I like what they're doing, but has some like crazy like views about stuff, you know. So he just he just said it, you know, and now I guess he'll learn to know when to have some shut the fuck up.
Yes, how about that? Because that's what's lacking in this country is, you know what? You can have your opinions and stuff like that, but sometimes you got to know when to keep that shit to yourself.
Yeah, you know, just be quiet, you know, all right, and move on. You know,
nobody's saying that you got to have a new black best friend or anything like that, but you know, that's how you feel. Okay, you know, you can kind of keep that to yourself and your clan buddies or whoever.
Yeah, but I'm glad he talked about it. So now you know him for who he is, right? When people when people show you themselves, believe it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's then he tried to say it's attack on free speech. That's not attack on free speech. You're free to say whatever you want. However, newspapers and magazines and stuff like that, they're in the business of making money. On top of delivering the news and stuff. So if you're going to be carrying a subscription of an artist who's got racist points of views, that's going to hurt their bottom line. And they're like, sorry, dude, we got to cut you loose.
Yeah, you know, and the truth is you can say anything that you want to say in this country. But guess what? You don't scream fire in a fucking crowded movie theater.
Exactly. And you took the words out of my mouth right there.
You know, you just don't do that. You know, you have the right to do it, but guess what? When you do it, it's going to be consequences.
Huge consequences. So
huge consequences.
Exactly.
So that's what I have to say about, Dilbert.
Dilbert. So, moving along, so your governor down there, DeSantis, and some of his anti-woke policies, and I mean, I'm just like this. He can say whatever he wants to say, but to me, he just comes across as a modern-day Archie Bunker. He's a fucking bigot as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
and I'm fine with that. Just come out and say it. Don't try to sugarcoat it and say, oh well, I'm not racist or these policies here, I guess yada yada yada. I mean, it sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me. And then the fact that he goes after Disney because they had something to say about his anti-LGBTQ, policies and stuff like that. I mean, this guy's on some other shit. So what you got, man?
Yeah. So remember when Trump was president and Ron DeSantis was running for governor of Florida? He made the comment that he's more Trump than Trump.
That he did.
So we know where he's coming from. And like I said, do I believe this guy do I believe he's like a flaming racist? No. Do I think he has some racist viewpoints? Yes. But remember, all of them guys are just opportunists. They'll say anything to get a vote. And right now, Florida is, I guess they consider it a red state now. Right. So he's just going to keep throwing red meat to his supporters, and the whole thing with the Stop Woke Act, the things on gay issues, also advanced placement courses for Black studies, or African American studies. I don't even know what fucking CRT is, critical race theory, but I know it's not taught in elementary school, junior high, high school, or even in college. It's taught in graduate school.
Yeah, mostly, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a college level type of course. And I mean, for him now to be going at the state school saying, well, you can't teach this. I mean, these are colleges. I mean, like universities. I mean, not some elementary school down the street.
And now now they're banning certain books that, they can't read. It's funny how they come off as like the fucking victim, because they don't want their kids to hear the truth about fucking slavery.
No, they don't.
The only time we hear about fucking slavery, and we really don't hear about it anymore, was generally during Black History Month.
Right.
But we don't even hear about that shit no more. They pull out the same 5 people. Who you got? You got
Harriet Tubman, Douglass, George Washington Carver.
Here you go.
Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King. And like 2 other people that escape me at this time. But those are the only ones that you always hear about. And you always hear the I have a dream speech.
Right.
And all of this other dumb shit. That was the worst thing that Black folks let happen. Let these motherfuckers give you a mouth.
No, man, I agree.
Now they got Spanish History Month.
And they get 31 days for that.
Yeah, and Asian History Month.
I mean, I'm not knocking all my Latino brothers and sisters, but let's call a spade a spade.
Yeah, don't fucking do it. Don't let them, put you in a corner, because other than that, Black history really isn't taught. You got to seek that shit out.
Yeah, even though it's a part of American history that they try to sweep under the rug.
Oh yeah. Because you know what? Because they did some awful shit. I mean, just horrendous shit.
Right.
And they don't, and when you find out, I guess, look, if we were in charge and I found out Black people did crazy shit to another race of people, I might feel a certain kind of way about it. I might, I'll be ashamed of it. But that doesn't mean that you have to be ashamed of being white. Just be ashamed of what your forefathers did to another class of people.
Right. And then, even take a step further now, we've got all this technology now in terms of facial recognition and stuff like that. Yeah. Just keep in mind, it wasn't that long ago when people were having these lynching parties, And God forbid you find out, grandma or grandpapa or Aunt Betty or Uncle John was at one of these lynching parties cutting off a person who just got lynched and tarred and feathered.
Yeah.
How do you explain that then? You don't want to explain that, so you got to bury it.
Yeah. But guess what? The truth always comes out eventually. You can try to bury that shit, but it always comes out, And what black folk need to do is need to pick better candidates, first of all, that they're going to vote for. We necessarily don't pick the candidate itself, but, just don't let a motherfucker just come to the, your Baptist church, down south.
Shake some hands, kiss some babies, and then, vote for this guy.
He grew up in, Vermont all his life. Now he has a Southern accent when he comes to you.
Right.
He's speaking in black diction.
Right.
Come on. I mean, we got to stop being fooled by stuff like that.
That reminds me of, I forget what school it was, but they hired this is like a year or two ago, and they hired this head coach, and keep in mind the guy was from like New England or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden he goes, I want to say it was one of the schools in Louisiana or something like that, and now all of a sudden he's got the Southern drawl. I'm just like, come on, man, really?